Dear Miss Lonely Hearts, I know most people write to you for help with themselves, but I am writing to you for help with my parents. Although my father seems to be very in love with my mother, as he brings her flowers and does the things a husband should do, there is not much love in their marriage. I know it is not that my mom is cold-hearted and that all she cares about are material things, because she has told me about some stories where I can tell she has been in love. She has told me about how her friend Peter proposed to her and how she ran off due to the fact that she was scared. I knew she loved him. I know she is capable to feel love, but she is starting to make me think that marriage is not about love. My mom even got more excited when Peter came, more than any time she has been around my dad. She even told me that she knew exactly what it was to love a man because she loved her childhood friend, Sally. She when she loved her, she felt that. So why does she not love my dad? I mean, she loved Peter, I suppose, as a woman, as the way a woman loves a man, and she even loves Sally the way a man loves a woman. So why can't she at least show any little affection for my dad? Does she not know how to love like a wife is supposed to? It's not that my poor mother hates my father, but uh the other day, my father came in with beautiful roses for my mother. They could not even say something sweet to one another. After so many years of marriage, one would expect that they would be so comfortable with one another that they could say anything to to each other. And they cannot even say I love you. As I was looking at my dad trying to give my mother flowers, I could tell he wanted to tell her he loved her, but the words could not just come out of his mouth. He just stood there, looking at her, like he wanted to say something that would break the cold bond that was between them. I mean, I knew my mother knew and still knows that my father loves her. And she knew this when he took her hand and held it. I think my mother felt that nothing else was needed. Just like how all that is needed in a marriage is to be there for one another, build a family, and then show it off to the world. Just like my parents are together, and my dad cannot find the strength to say I love you, and my mother does not think it's necessary for it to be said. The simple fact that he holds her hand shows my mother that he is there as as a husband, and that it is a marriage, a structured marriage, I suppose. Then they have me. And my mom, she has these parties where she shows us off and shows that she's capable of having a normal family and a normal marriage as anyone would. But I know that this does not just go on between my parents, because if my mother had married Peter, the man she had once loved and maybe still does, she would be worrying about what people think so much that the love would fade away. How could she manage to stay in love with him with constant worries and not living the good life that she always wanted to live? To be happily in love with him, she had to be happy with herself, as any woman deserves to. And during these times, everyone cares what others think. So why so she could just not marry whoever she loved. So tell me, Miss Lonely Hearts, are my parents not ever going to love one another like one is supposed to in a marriage? Or has marriage ruined this for them? Sincerely, Elizabeth Dalloway.